Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Louis. Today I want to go over my 2010 Camaro SS. It's my personal car and I'm hoping to make more content with it within the future. And today I kind of want to go over my 1-year ownership, what I've done to the car, and what I recommend the car. So this is my first YouTube video, so bear with me here. I'm still kind of like learning on the ropes and what I'm doing, but I'm going to show you. So here's the car. It's painted in just a regular gloss black. I don't know like the exact name that like Chevy has it, but I think it's just like a regular gloss black color. But yeah, here it is. And as I said, this is a 2SS with the RS package, so it does have the halo headlights, as people like to call it. But yeah, it's been a wonderful car. I've owned this car for about a year now. I've done some pretty good upgrades to it, I'd say. It's not stock, but like I don't want to say, oh, this isn't your average Camaro. But I mean, a lot of Camaros that you see, well, that you'll hear are like this. But yeah, it's kind of how the car looks, how it sits right now. And I'm gonna go over some performance stuff, and then I'll go over some cosmetic stuff. So moving along to performance stuff. I'm gonna pop the hood here for a second. Again, it's just a regular LS. But as you can probably see, I have the Rotofab cold air intake. I totally recommend this for the 5th gen, because even the 6th gens use these, so I'd recommend this. It's got some long tube headers. So when I purchased this car back on August 10th of last year, the car actually had these headers on them, but the brand of them is American Racing, and I think they're just regular 1.78 headers, I'm assuming. But I think if you were to go to buy these now, they're about like, I don't know, headers have gone pretty expensive if you're looking to mod this car. But yeah, right now it's just kind of basic. And then I have no catalytic converters, so just no gutted. It's just completely gutted. Again, that was a previous mod that the owner did, or that was a mod that the previous owner did. Sorry about that. And then it's into an aftermarket X pipe, and that leads straight back into some Orla Attack axle backs. So yeah, and this did not come with the car. The guy had just the regular stock mufflers on them. So I did this mod back in November. So yeah, that's pretty like basic stuff that I've done in terms of like, I don't know, like a stage 1, or some people would say. But moving along to the tires, I got, so originally these come factory with 275 rears and 245s front, but this was like one of the first few things that I did was I changed out the tire size. So if I can show you here the tire size, it is 305s, if you guys couldn't tell. I can't see it, but it's, oh, here we go, right there, 305s. And then 285s up front. I mean, I think y'all get it, but these wheels are American Racing wheels. This also did come with the car, but I did end up changing out the rotors and brake pads because they were the stock ones. I just ended up going with the Z26 brake pads and rotors, so I would totally recommend them. Just phenomenal brakes. I think these are the carbon ceramic, so if you really don't mind like really bad squeaking in the morning, like when it's cold, then I would by all means go for it. But yeah, and I want to talk about some more of the engine stuff here. So moving along, and obviously you can't see it, but this does have a stage 2 BTR cam. And yes, before you guys ask, it is an automatic transmission, so it's not a true LS3 that people would say, but it is a 6.2 liter V8, which, I mean, hey, it's it still gets the job done. I've enjoyed it. But yeah, stage 2 BTR cam, and I did the kit. So that kit came with dual valve springs, LS7 push rods, LS7 lifters, because as you guys know, these automatic vehicles have the what's it called? Oh, let me fix my camera real quick. There we go. These automatic cars have the AFM and VVT and DOD, and thankfully, since I think they're a lot easier, or it's not as bad on the LSs than the LT models, but again, you don't really want them. They end up just taking a crap on itself. So, but yeah, I end up changing all that out. It does have the stock heads, so that is one thing I wish I ended up buying instead, was like, I don't know, maybe like K-Tech heads or something like that, but I mean, heads are pretty expensive. And as you could tell, this is a Mishimoto radiator. This was pretty expensive, and this was a nightmare to put in, because long story short, I ended up throwing away my stock radiator, and it had I needed these brackets, and then at the bottom I needed something else. It was like it's kind of like a softener almost at the bottom of it, but I ended up throwing it away and just caused problems, but ended up fitting. I did end up going with a, not really an upgraded water pump, but it's just the same AC Delco water pump. Oops, sorry, voice crack there. And the thermostat is 160 thermostat. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much it. Oh, and then if you do end up going with a cam, I definitely recommend upgrading your rocker arms. That's one of the few things that I definitely remember to do. This does have the BTR trunnion kit with the rocker kit with the trunnion upgrade. So you can, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do the trunnions yourself, but from what I've heard, they're quite difficult to do. But that's pretty much all I can think about. Oh, another thing, if you do plan on camming this car, is definitely change out your oil pump. I ended up going with a high milling pressure oil pump. So again, because a lot more oil is going through the engine and stuff, and you want to be able to regulate it properly. I think, again, I did end up doing this all myself. Or what's it called? End up taking the motor out and doing all that like me and my dad did. So this motor has come out before and put back in. The heads have been off, the intake manifold's been off, everything's been off. Yeah, it was a lot of work because I've never done anything like this before. But would I recommend it? I would say I'd recommend it if you have the right tools, if you have the right patience, if you want to do it, because this project did end up taking 2 months to do, because one, I was just really lazy and really unmotivated, and like it took a long time to do, but I ended up getting it done. I have a beautiful car now, and it's been sitting right. Another thing I forgot to mention is when you're doing a cam, you should definitely recommend or definitely upgrade your torque converter, since this is an automatic transmission. So I ended up going with a Circle D 3000 stall converter. Again, it's not a crazy stall. Originally, I was looking at like 2800 stall converters, but I mean, this car is 3,800 pounds. I mean, she's got to get moving somehow, you know? So, I mean, you know what I mean, right? So, torque converter wasn't that bad to do. That's pretty much it for transmission. And then if we're going to the rear end, originally I was going to go with 373s for the rear end, but again, it was like near the end of it was at the beginning of August of this year, and I currently do have the 373s at home. They're just in a box right now. Again, it's just from what I've seen, from what I've heard, you need you need a special tool to do your rear end and stuff like that, and it would have been more time and stuff like that. So, and I already get bad gas mileage as it is. So, sorry. I already get bad gas mileage as it is, so I don't want to completely destroy it. But one day I do plan on doing the rear end. Probably maybe even go to 391s, because I think 410s and 411s are even too much for this car. And from what I've heard for the 5th gens is that they do tend to break a lot. So again, it's kind of pick your poison. So yeah. All right, moving along to like cosmetic stuff. So as you may tell, some Camaros don't have this type of grille. So this is called the Heritage style grille, and I think it just changes the whole look of the car. I do have my stock one. It's kind of like more squared off, as you could say. It's like, I do like the look of it, but I mean, again, I've had this car for a year now and I wanted to change it up. So all you do is just take off the bumper and take the old one out. What I recommend is please be careful taking it out, because I did end up cutting my fingers on the plastic. So that's what I would be careful of. Like I said before, the wheels did come on this car, so I don't really like, and wheels and tires are expensive. So, and these tires were like $1,400 in total. So not bad. They really are a good tire. It is BF Goodrich, so I totally recommend these tires for even any car. It's lasted me a long time. I've had these for about almost a year now. I think I got these like November 5th or something like that, and it's almost November 5th, so let's say about a year. But I mentioned before that I changed out the brake pads and rotors. So a good friend of mine who you might see on the channel helped me do these, change my brake caliper cover. Paint caliper cover, right? So originally it's like this like brownish color. Like it's not a really nice color. So I just, again, this is a rattle can job, just spray paint, just a nice blue. It did turn out really well. We ended up sanding it down. I forgot what kind of sandpaper we used, but it was like a few hours at least. But yep, that's how they sit. They are a little dirty. I do apologize for that, because these are Brembos and the brake dust does build up really bad. So I do apologize if the car looks a little dirty. And yeah, and if you guys are probably wondering, why do you have red caps, right? So I end up getting a nail in this tire, and when I went to Discount Tire, when they were doing my tire pressure and stuff like that, they took my regular caps, but for some reason they kept that one. So all three of these ones are red, but that one's that one's just black for some reason. But it doesn't matter. I'll get them eventually changed out. But in terms of, before I move on, these taillights. So these taillights are I forgot what they're called, but I do really like the look of them. My parents actually did end up getting these for me, and they were pretty expensive, and I'm very thankful that they got them for me. It's just, man, like the original ones are like a honeycomb kind of looking, but I've really just enjoyed it. I get a lot of compliments about it, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're just copying a Mustang, and I'll show you why. So yeah, I mean, I could see why people with a Mustang would say, oh, you're copying us and stuff like that. So yeah, these are sequential taillights. Again, it looks really nice. They weren't, so you probably can't see it right now, but these are blacked out taillights. So what me and my dad did is that we ended up taking, I forgot what the brand is called, but it's this really nice like paint, like just regular paint that are used for tinting your taillights. And that's what we used them on, and it turned out really nice. They're just murdered out black. I know a lot of people don't really like that look. It does like cause distractions at night and stuff like that, so I could see why, but I mean, I do love the look of this. So yeah. And one last thing about these taillights that's really cool. Oh, and I think the name is Technostalgia taillights. I don't know if they make them anymore, but yeah, it's called like a show mode. So like if you ever go to like a car show or a car meet, you could turn these on. It's really nice. Do you need it? Probably not. I mean, but I like it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's one thing I can appreciate. All right, and moving along to paint. So I had a good like coworker of mine that I work at, where I work at, he has detailed cars for a very long time, and my paint was in like pretty rough condition as it was, and he did a phenomenal job. As you can see, really good job, just beautiful. What we did is that we just did a regular compound and polished it, and it turned out really, really nice. I mean, it's almost a 15-year-old car, so the paint's not perfect, as you can see. I will show imperfections because, you know, no one's car is perfect, you know. Those are some of like the major spots, but I mean, anything else is like just beautiful. Really good job on the paint. It really needed it. And then we ended up going with a sealant, so it will help protect the paint. So it's a really just beautiful paint. Right now it is. It's shiny, reflective. It's like a mirror. I can almost like show you guys. But yeah, that's me right there. So pretty nice. But let's move along to interior. So again, the 5th gen Camaro, it's not known for the best interior. I mean, again, this is 2010 we're talking about. Almost 14 years old. But since this is a 2SS with the RS package, I think the 2SS comes with these gauges. So you can't really see it, but you got oil pressure, oil temp, trans temp, and voltage. So I think these were on like the original 60s Camaro, like the 1st gen ones. So it's just kind of like nostalgia. And again, with this era of muscle cars, you know, they were trying to go back to like a modern classic look. Like, you know, the Mustang did it like with the 4.6 3 valve, and then the Challenger did it, and then now the Camaro did it. In my opinion, I think the Camaro did it the best, and yes, I am biased. So, but again, nothing against the Camaro or a Challenger or even a Charger, you know. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but you know, it's not a Mercedes or anything like that. It's a Chevy. So, and then as we started up, if you guys own a 5th gen Camaro, then you guys will know about this kind of like the teal color it has. It does have ambient lighting, which I don't think you guys can see it. Oh, yep, there we go. It does have really cool ambient lighting, but if you guys own a 6th gen, then it doesn't even compare to this. And yes, this is a Apple CarPlay radio. It does have Apple CarPlay. This was not put in by me. This is, again, another mod that the previous owner did. So, but this was, I'm very much appreciative of this, because again, these head units can cost about like $200 to even $500. But again, it's nice. Nice little teal to it. These are leather seats. I think leather, vinyl, whatever. It says SS on it. Really cool. And, you know, I also get heated seats, which, I mean, I live in Florida, so, like, you probably won't be using that a lot of the time. But, yeah. But what I think you guys are probably waiting for the most is what the car sounds like. So, I mean, I don't really care if you watch, like, the other stuff. But, I mean, I'll just put a timestamp in the video later. And, yeah, all right, here we go. Yeah, it's pretty loud. I mean, not a lot of people probably won't like see a cammed vehicle at all. So, I mean, it sounds really good. It is warm, so it's not cold. I do apologize for that, but I will put, maybe towards the end, I'll put a cold start video. So, but yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it is just really loud and obnoxious. So the car kind of, it does its thing. I love it. And you're probably wondering what the horsepower number was. So it made about 400 to the rear wheels. So I would say that's about like 470, like 470 to the crank, I would say. I don't want to give fake numbers or anything like that, but it's not 500 horsepower. It is, I don't think, it's not a crazy tune. Again, I daily drive this vehicle, and I want to enjoy the perks of owning this car, and it's been a blast. But yeah, oh, sorry about that, some sirens going on back there. But do I regret buying this car? Absolutely not. This has been phenomenal. Like, it's just a great car, as you could see. Yeah, it's been an excellent car. I loved it. A lot of people like it. My family loves it. My friends love it. And a lot of you guys that don't know me, this actually isn't my first Camaro that I've owned. I had a 1996 Z28 Camaro, so yeah, a catfish Camaro. Hard to believe. Not a lot of people like those, but you know, T-top car, nice blue color again. But only thing is that 4L60, just the thing had a bunch of problems. LT1, it was bad. And then originally I was actually going to rebuild the motor in that car and like do a whole bunch of stuff to it. My parents were like, why don't you get a new car? I'm like, well, I don't really want a new car. I like that car. But this has been my dream car for like since I was a kid. Transformers, that's all I'm gonna say. Just really wanted this car. Just it's phenomenal. But again, I originally wanted a Z20, or originally wanted an SS like this. I had a Z28 originally, was going to rebuild the motor. It would have, whatever I paid for this car, it would have costed more to build the Z28 rather than I paid for this. So, and I'm really glad my dad like slapped some sense into me. I'm not saying literally he did, but talked sense into me saying, you should buy this car rather than rebuild your Z28. And I haven't regretted it since. You know, if I could keep that car, I would. But, you know, it is what it is. I can't keep the car. But I get this car. This is just, it's phenomenal. I love it. I've had a lot of friends and more friends tell me I should start making content, because I originally, again, I took this motor out myself. Well, I didn't do it myself. I mean, I'm not a genius or anything like that. But my dad helped me a lot. My friends helped me a lot. So I don't want to say, oh, I did this all, you know, and not give them credit. My family was like the only thing keeping me going and motivating me. Well, and also my friends too. I can't forget that. But a lot of my family wanted me to complete this car. A lot of my friends wanted me to complete this car. So, and I do regret not starting filming something like this a long time ago, because, or a few months ago, I should say, because this car has really been quite the experience for me. And I could say that for a lot of people that have, not even my car, just like any car in general, you know. I would never think at 20 years old I would take out a motor. I would never think that. It's hard to believe. I did have a lot of self-doubt, and don't doubt yourself. Just when you're ready to do something, do it. But don't wait too long, because then, you know, you never know when you get an opportunity like that. But before I end the video, I really want to thank my mom, my dad, uncle, every single one of my family that supported me on this journey for this car, and my friends that really motivated me to keep me going as well. Because, I mean, this is what they got, you know. This is what I got. So yeah, it's been a phenomenal car. Again, I'm hoping to make content about my car, but also about other people's cars. So I'm gonna try to upload every Saturday or Sunday. And videos might come out on Monday. It just depends how fast I can edit a video. My good friend Ben told me that I'm an old man trapped in a young guy's body, so I'm not super tech savvy, but I'll figure it out. But I also, again, I have some cosmetic stuff I want to do to the car, and maybe some like more performance stuff. Again, I'm not going to go crazy with, I'm not going to boost the car. The next major thing that I would do is probably suspension work, because it is on stock suspension right now. It's not lowered or anything like that. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what I would probably do next. And then maybe if I get to it, probably throw the rear end in there, but I want to have that stronger suspension to support it, so I'm not just blowing out axles or anything like that, because I've seen it happen on YouTube and stuff like that. But yeah, again, phenomenal car. I loved it, and I hope you guys, I don't want to like pester you guys saying, oh, you know, subscribe to my channel or leave a like, and I'll do, like, I want to keep it real with you guys. Again, I'm sure I'm not the only, I'm sure I'm not the first person to do something like this, but again, maybe this could be a good thing, and I could see where this goes. But I'm very blessed to have this car. I think I don't thank God enough. I should more, but it's been quite the journey that I've had. So yeah, YouTube channel is Lucky's Garage, and my name is Louie. And if you maybe want to, I don't know, DM me. I do have my Instagram and TikTok on the main channel. So if you guys want to check those out, I'll probably be uploading stuff there. And yeah, so feel free to check those out. I know what I just said. I don't want subscribers or anything like that, but I think I have a system going on what I want to do with each of those platforms. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. And yeah, stay blessed, y'all. God bless y'all. And yeah, have a good day.